How's it going, everybody? I am Money here, and we got Satan on carry. He's going to go 110-7, and we're going to hop right into the commentary because it's going to be a very heated subject, and I kind of expect a lot of dislikes, but hopefully you guys hear me out. And the topic in question is going to be, can hardcore become a dominant force on YouTube? And you guys are going to dislike my answer, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. As of right now, I do not think that is possible. And here is why, so hear me out before you dislike the video and turn it off. Right now, the hardcore community is really slacking in terms of gameplays and competition. And I'm not saying we have a bunch of shitty players. I'm actually saying this from an entertainment side of the world. Now, if you're a YouTuber, you might be able to understand what I'm saying. And if you're a hardcore player who's just ride or die hardcore, you might dislike a lot of the things I'm saying. Or you might sit back and agree and actually think about it and say, you know what, he actually knows what he's talking about, kind of. Now, if you're a good player, and even if you're like an average player, you're gonna probably like be able to relate to this also. So imagine you're close to your nuclear, or you're close to something really high that you're aiming for, and you get killed by some guy head glitching with a light machine gun and a target finder, or some guy sitting in the corner with an SVU, or some dude sitting in the corner with a claymore. Now, that does happen in core, sure. But does it happen more often in hardcore? I think maybe. And here's why. We have a lot less players in core, or than core rather. And so when you have a camper or someone ruining the game, it's multiplied by, say, 5, because core has 5 times as many players as we have. Now, is this to say that their gameplays are a little bit more entertaining? Maybe and maybe not, and it could be in part due to the game types available to them. If we had ground war, we'd probably be able to bring out 200, 300 plus gameplays just like they could. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think it'd probably be easier for us if you're a really good player and you can navigate the map, because people die faster and you can rack up a lot more kills than they can. But technically, that's not, well, not technically, it's just not an option for us. So as a hardcore community, we kind of have to come together and stop playing like vaginas. And I'm really just going to go ahead and out there and say, like, we have a lot of players in the hardcore community who play like vaginas, who think it's okay to run around with a tube, with a small, sit behind a corner and head glitch with a light machine gun and a target finder, sit in the back of the map and snipe with an SVU. Now, do you have those players in core? Yes, of course, like I said. But at the same time, their gameplays are just much more entertaining because they have more players out there willing to take risks. Hardcore players just aren't willing to take risk anymore, and it's because you die so fast to get these kill streaks. Well, at the same time, these kill streaks, they benefit us and they also kill us, because 80% of all your kills are going to come from your kill streaks. So for the number of people, 100 kills, 20 of them are gun streaks, 80 of them are score streaks. Now that helps us, and it also doesn't help us. And here's why it helps us. Because Black Ops 2 is a very stale game and no one wants to watch it for its entertainment purpose. So since no one wants to watch it for its entertainment purpose, we can have subpar gameplays, we can have, average gameplays, as long as the commentary is entertaining. The commentary needs to be the drive force behind the video, and I think that's where the hardcore community can find our niche and become a dominant force in the YouTube community. Now we're going to take a look back at Call of Duty and all the different cliches, or not even a cliche, just things that popped up out of those games that got people YouTube fame. Modern Warfare 2 is when the snipers rose. Black Ops 1, I don't remember much about Black Ops 1. I know there was a lot of spawn trappers who rose, say like Birdman and whatnot. And Modern Warfare 3 is where the core players really took over and they really dominated the scene because they were able to get multi-Moabs and freaking 9v9, like 100 plus, 200 plus gameplays. And then Black Ops 2 comes around and no one cares about this game. It's just not entertaining. Even the bigger YouTubers, they've gone to competitive play. And the bonus for them all going to competitive play is that for competitive play to be entertaining, it has to have good commentary. It has to be entertaining in some form or fashion. And it's very slow for the most part, and it has its thrills here and there, but for the most part, it's just a slow-paced kind of game type because you have to be very patient. Now, this is where hardcore can come and we can rise and become a dominant force in the game, because a lot of core players feel that hardcore is played very slow, and honestly it is, because we have a lot of players in the community who head glitch to get their kills, they camp, and they use just noob ass weapons that no one wants to see used for entertainment purposes anyway. If you want to use those guns, use those guns. But at the same time, understand that people aren't going to be able to respect us as a community if we continue to use vagina-like weapons and vagina-like tactics. So for us to be better recognized, one, we have to work on our game styles, our gameplays, and what we're bringing to the table. But first off, we have to work on our commentaries. And commentary has nothing to do with your gameplay. You can just be an entertaining individual. And that really has nothing to do with, like, I guess YouTube being entertaining, but at the same time, it's where we can find our niche and find a door to enter the YouTube community. Because right now, we're not getting a lot of views and we're not getting a lot of credit for being beast players or having really good gameplays. No one seems to care. So we kind of have to break the mold of playing like vaginas and come out and just play the game how it's meant to be played. Run around, get your kills, run around and die sometimes. Just stop playing so slow and stop camping in corners waiting for things to come your way. And I don't want it to sound like a rant, because it's not meant to be a rant. It's more of like a plea to the hardcore community to get their shit together so we can actually get out there and expose the world to what we actually have to offer. Because we have a lot of really good players, and we don't want to lose our really good players to core, or make players go to core to grow their channels or get beast gameplays because they're getting sniped by guys across the map with the SVU or a fucking hammer with the target finder on it. So that's the end of the gameplay. I'm kind of out of time. I kind of I just ran with it because it was kind of on my mind. I got done playing a few games and I got pissed off, and it's been on my mind for a while. So if you guys could give me some feedback, what do you guys think needs to change about the hardcore community in terms of entertainment purposes? Not really the gameplay, and I guess gameplay does lend itself to entertainment, but more on what you would want to see, what people in core might want to see, what we could do better as a community to make hardcore more just I guess just out there, I guess. And before I end the commentary, I want to give a big shout out to the Hardcore COD Union. I'm going to be posting this video on my channel and Hardcore COD Union channel. They've given me so much support, and I really think that's what hardcore needs. We all have to come together and build this community. I don't know how cliche this is going to sound, but brick by brick. This is literally our time to rise and show the world that, hey, we can freaking entertain you guys with our gameplays. We can entertain you with our commentaries. We can be a force on YouTube. And if we come together and work together like Hardcore COD Union has been doing, we can grow each other's channels and we can get out there. It only takes one channel to blow up, and then we all follow suit. So that's all for right now, guys. Catch you guys next time. I am Money out.